Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Crazy. Okay, let's do this. Can you get water yet? Are you kidding me? Freak. You can come shower at my house. I mean, I have no dryer for you, but you can come shower. There's no clean towels. You can go to Krista's for the towels, my house for the water. You'll be good to go. It sounds fun. Sounds fun. I mean, luckily we don't live too far apart. I hope she didn't get insulted. She just left. Or she's on her way. Okay, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super pumped. All right, I'm just going to remind people here quickly. I don't usually, but I know that there was people interested.
I actually showered at my mom's today. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to unmute myself
Oh,
for
okay.
like 10 minutes. I did a load of laundry because I was like, oh, we'll have water tomorrow or yesterday. Still no water because the plumber came. He thinks there's an issue with the well. So then we put in a check valve and he said, oh, one of them's a return line. So if you switch that around, it should work. But if it doesn't take a prime, it's your well. And I was like, lovely, that's amazing. Anyway, he was supposed to come today, but he's coming tomorrow morning, I guess, and they're going to put in a new submersible pump. So,
Oh my goodness, that's insane.
poor Jack. And, but this is like, it's not even like Fiona, because in Fiona, I plugged my pump in.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it's been raining, so I've had lots of water to flush the toilet.
Yes, you're good. You're good. We got this.
But we've been hauling water from everywhere else for like, and you just forget how often you like wash your hands or
right.
I go make rice, and I'm like, shit, I need water.
Yeah,
like little
it's
things.
definitely. We get accustomed to our, running water. It's a wonderful thing. I agree.
Yeah. Along with like I camp, but I camp in a 37-foot camper. It's like glamping, right?
No, that doesn't count.
No.
Okay. Don't know who iPhone is, but that's okay. That works. Oh, I see. Okay, we're good. We are good. Okay, welcome. Super pumped. We're gonna get started. I have a lot of stuff to say, as always, right? I feel like it's been what? Months and months and months since I've done a recruiting training for this team. And guys, I'm gonna bring in. I've got some pent up energy. I'm gonna just let loose this evening, and you guys are in for a real treat. A real treat. Okay. We're gonna go over why is recruiting important and why you need to be doing it. I'm going to start off with a truth bomb because you know what? That's just how I roll. You guys know this. I don't believe that anyone is good with what they have with where they're at in this business. If you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good here. I'm just going to stay here. We then need to have a conversation because I feel like you're in the wrong business. Okay. I don't think you should be here if you ever get to a point where you think you're good, where you think, you know what? I'm happy here. I'm happy here and I don't want to succeed. I don't want to go any more. I don't want to go any further. Without moving forward, or having goals or ambitions or, things like that. Yes, we start at zero every single beginning of the month. And that is something that we have to be accustomed to. However, I think that's a false sense of security, a blanket of protection, I think you're just hiding when you say, I'm good here. I'm good at this spot. I think it's that you don't want to reach for goals. You don't want to go after it just in case, what? I'm not sure. But I don't believe that anyone is good with where they're at when it comes to this business, ever really. You get to a goal, and I know you guys, you've often, all of you have gotten to a goal at some point or another, and guess what? Then you want to go to another one. It's never like, you're never just good. We're going to talk about how does working on recruiting look through day to day. We're going to talk about content that helps support your recruiting goals and just good business practice. Conversion here, we're going to talk conversion is key. And then presenting it as a solution and making the ask, making it happen. Okay, we're going to talk all those things. First things first. I wanted to say something funny, but then I couldn't come up with anything. So then it was just a real serious pause. Sorry. First things first, I have two beliefs when it comes to this business, truly. One is recruiting is always the answer. anytime. And I mean, you talk to any of my first line, any of my level 1 reps, any of the leaders that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, and they are, having an issue or venting or struggling in an area, my first response is, it sounds like you have a recruiting issue. It sounds like you need to recruit. It sounds like you need to rebuild. Recruiting is always the answer. Always. When you have volume issues, when you can't book parties, when you're struggling with, morale, when you need a bigger paycheck, when when your downline's not working, recruiting is always the answer in this business. The second belief is that network marketing is for everyone. I truly believe that. I did not believe that at the beginning, and maybe not for the first 2 or 3 years, but I truly believe that now. It may or may not be for you here, but it's for you somewhere. I know that there's a product that you use at home regularly that you are passionate about that you could share with your network. 100%. Okay. Network marketing is for everyone. I believe that, and I know that to be true. And you don't have to have special skills. You don't have to have a degree in anything. You don't have to have a certain amount of followers. You have no prerequisites here for success. Like, you do need to be willing to learn as you go. And like I said, you need to have the capacity to start at zero, to rebuild, to remember that recruiting is always the answer, even after you recruited 187 first level reps. Recruiting is always the answer as we move forward, right? And that's okay. But you have to have the capacity to realize that it's okay, and that starting at zero is good. Starting at scratch, you have to be able to do that. And that's not for everyone. That's why so many people can jump into network marketing and then so many people jump out, because they do not have that capacity to start from zero, start from scratch, realize recruiting is the answer, and keep doing it, right? When I think of who succeeds here and who can succeed here, I think of who is willing to put in the effort. Right. And sometimes we don't talk about that. Sometimes we say, this is super easy, wearing and sharing. I've done it too. And, I'm not on a high horse over here. I think of who is willing to put in the effort, and that's it. That's all when it comes to success. It doesn't discriminate. No one pulls your name out of a hat. You put in the effort, you put in the work, you're going to succeed. Everyone can benefit from this, true, as well, because network marketing, we all use and love products on a daily basis, right? I happen to think that everyone who loves and wears activewear, leisure wear can benefit from this. I truly believe that. And it makes it easier for me to recruit, which is why I'm a kick-ass recruiter, because I truly believe that. Now, why is recruiting something you should be doing? That is the question. Obviously, it grows your paycheck, so that's ideal. Obviously, it helps with residual income so that you don't have to create the paycheck. I will tell you now, 4 years into this business, I still do not have a paycheck ever that has paid me more from my team than from my personal business. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back who think I just do nothing. Actually, I don't think anyone thinks that. I have no issues on the team with people who think that. However, I do want to say I haven't yet to get a paycheck that has paid me more from the team than from my personal business. My personal business rocks, and I will continue to rock it because I like doing it. But a lot of leaders, they get paid more residual income from their team as opposed to their personal business. It allows you to benefit from this long after you put in the foundation work of hours and hours, right? But that's all just the surface. We know that. Recruiting is something you should be doing because you have a coupon you can share. I've talked about this before. I truly believe this in my soul. The coupon is blank. You don't know how it will benefit or help someone else. I mean, we have our thoughts. Hey, she could probably use this, but we don't know what they're going to do with it. We don't know what the potential is for them. We can't decide for them if this would be a benefit or not. I tell this story because it's a true story. If you looked at me 4 years ago, a week ago, 4 years in a week, and you looked at me and you thought, she could probably do something else. She could probably add another income. No, you would never think that. Honestly, you would never think that. I think Trina knew me then. Danielle knew me then. I don't think they thought Sarah could use another job. I don't think they ever thought Sarah could probably do more. Sarah needs to do something else. She's got some free time. No, I had a ridiculous overflowing plate. I was working several jobs. I had things on the go all the time. I was busy, young kids as well. I'm glad that the person who asked me didn't decide for me, right? You don't know how it'll benefit, how they use it, whether it's a discount, whether they want to earn an income. Maybe they just like trips. Maybe they like get-togethers. Maybe they saw our base camp and thought it was somewhere they wanted to be. It changes for us, the benefits, right? That's the thing, is it changes. You can't decide because you don't know. The best part about this whole thing is the coupon is free to share. So if you have yet to start recruiting, or maybe you're in a plateau, or maybe you want to start up again, just keep in mind that the coupon that you have is free to share. It's literally free to talk about, free to share. You can give it to anyone and it doesn't take away from you. I repeat that a few times because I feel like we need to hear it sometimes. Now, do we get icky when a Tim Hortons opens up in a new place in town? Even though there's other Tim Hortons, do you ever feel like, geez, how dare they? What are they thinking? No, we don't care. It's just another convenient place to go and get coffee, right? At no point are we thinking, what would people think? There's a Tim Hortons close already. We don't have thoughts about it. So I'm not sure why we have thoughts here. Do you think that they have those thoughts? This is no different. You sharing the coupon doesn't affect your business. I don't care if they live 4.5 kilometers down the road. That does not make a difference. I guarantee it. You sharing the coupon doesn't cost you a thing. That's the best part. But if we take away all of that, we just throw it off the table. You sharing the coupon could help someone else. Guys, when I look at my potential rep list, I have 41 names up there. And I think one of them is Sarah Bernard 4 years ago in 1 week. I do. I think that every time I look at it. And I think at some point, she needs this. At some point, I'm going to find her and she's going to benefit from this in such a huge way. It's going to change her story. Okay. You sharing the coupon for someone else could help someone. It could benefit. It could bring joy. It could change someone's life. The potential is there and it's free to do so. You are responsible for that. You are responsible for sharing it. We help with onboarding. The best part is you don't have to take responsibility for their success. You don't have to have that weight on your shoulders. This team is amazing. You don't need to know all the things. And I'm going to get to that. The best part is that this is a working team, as you guys know, in a positive community. The best part is that they will benefit in ways that you don't even know about. You won't know. You won't know until they know, right? And I could go on and on here. Recruiting is important for your business, but honestly, it's just a fun thing to do. Truly, it's so amazing to work this with another person. I'm telling you, it just changes your business 100%. If you love the team vibe, you'll love it even more when you have someone of your own, right? If you are at a spot where you feel I'm good here and I think you're in the wrong business, like I said. So here's a true story. Okay. I had zero intentions of recruiting. Zero. I even said to myself, that's never going to be a thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to share my link. It's going to be great. I'm going to get commissions. I'm pumped for that. That's it. Zero intentions, and literally had thoughts about it. Like, nope, can't do that. I had no plans. This is part A of this story. Okay. I thought it would be too hard, too big of a responsibility, mostly because I didn't know how. It was confusing. And when things are confusing, which I'll get to at the end of this training, when things are confusing, it's an immediate no. When you're sharing about this business opportunity and you do it in a confusing way, it's an immediate no. That's the same thing that I was feeling when I was already in this business. And when I heard about recruiting, when I saw that it was something that you could do, when I saw the comp plan and sort of understood, okay, well, to get to that point, I need to recruit. It was confusing. So it was a no for me, right? Too big of a responsibility, mostly because I didn't know how, right? And I was confused. I was as confused as to why I should and why I could. You have to get really clear on our comp plan. And I'm 4 years in and I'm still, talk to Krista, like every end of the month, me and her are like, okay, are we missing anything? Are we, okay, like, and I'm like doing the numbers and I'm still trying to figure it out. So don't think that you have to be an expert on it because you don't. However, do know that you should kind of print it off and look at it every once in a while and realize, hey, that's cool. I could get to 28% commissions or 33% commission at some point. Hey, that's cool. When I get senior rep, I get 5% commissions off of my level 1 reps. Let's help them succeed, right? That's the thing about the comp plan that I want you to kind of look at and want you to kind of know about. How you can get others paid. That's what I mean. If you have ever questions about the comp plan, please reach out. Again, 4 years in, and I study that thing month in and month out. I know a few things. However, I'm still learning, but I can help you. You have to get really clear on why you love this business. And we're going to get into this too. You have to get really clear on why you love this business. Not why you think you love this business, why you should love this business, why you think other people would love this business. I want you to get clear on why you love the business. Okay? Brand. why you love the brand, why you love the light and tights, why you love the bomber bra, the team, the trips, the bonuses, 25%, the discount, whatever. It doesn't have to be this big, juicy reason, right? It doesn't. It can be really little. It can just be something that, lights you up. It can be something that makes you exciting. Maybe it's New Release Wednesday, right? It could be that. You need to know what, and that you will never feel ready when it comes to recruiting, but I'm telling you that growing your team, doing this with someone else is the most exciting part. I did not feel ready. In fact, I feel like I recruited by accident the first time, maybe the second or third as well. You're missing out if you're just choosing not to. You're missing out if you're just choosing not to try. You're missing out if you're not sharing your coupon. And there could be people in your warm market, in your circle right now that know you, that have been buying from you, that could really benefit from this, right? So that's part A. I had zero intentions of recruiting. Part B is I didn't know when I got good at it. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that I was consistent with it when I became consistent with it. I didn't think I was this huge recruiter. I just did what I could. I talked about it. Man, I talked about it. And I talked about it in stories that people could resonate with. I didn't share about the starter kit. I didn't talk about the numbers. I just literally talked about how it benefits me, right? All the ways that I could. I didn't try to do it in other ways or in ways that other people were. I literally talked about it as a benefit and and shared about it as a story about me. I can tell you the exact time when it hit me, when I figured out that this was the way that others should do it because it's been working so well for me. And I'm actually going to show you that. You ready for this? Krista's not ready. I am going to show you the exact time. Okay.
There was one person that did it over the last 12 months, every single month. And they live in Canada and couldn't come, but we're going to put their picture up there. If you know Sarah Bernard, make sure you reach out to her and you let her know that she is the only one of over 80,000 people that was able to do that. Here, we're going to get a picture anyway. Come on. Picture up there. If you know Sarah Bernard, make sure you reach out to her and you let her know that she is the only one of over 80,000 people that was able to do that. Here,
I wanted to show it. Krista, you good? You good? I didn't give you a heads up. I'm sorry. I know, right?
No, where was the warning?
I know. Sorry. It was last minute. I wanted to show you both of the views. The first view is what people watched Virtual Summit. A lot of us watched it virtually. The second view was when it hit me. And even the people in the room, if you were in that room, I wasn't expecting it. I was telling them, no, guys, it's not me. It wasn't me. And then they were like, and Zach was sort of leading them on, like, no, she's in Canada. I said, guys, it's not me. Like, and I was getting angry. I was like, stop it. Like,
They forgot me from the last slide.
yeah, I thought it was 8 months. I thought it was 8 months with a bunch of other reps, which I was super excited about, but I wasn't really keeping tabs. That was the exact time that it hit me, that I was doing this in a way that was, first of all, it was super easy. I didn't feel like it was a stretch for me to talk about the business opportunity. I didn't feel like I was intentionally recruiting and it was hard. I felt like I figured out a way to do this so that people would resonate with it. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. But I wanted to show you that because even though you may not have been in that room with me at that moment, I am telling you, it will remain a core memory for me. And I don't know why it was so emotional. I just know that if I was punched in the face by Krista, I would be less shocked. But literally, it just hit me. It just hit me. And I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I wanted to share that with you specifically because I want you to not only hear me when I say I didn't think I was good at this. I want you to hear me say, I didn't think I was good at this. I didn't know I was good at it until that exact moment. Because until that exact moment, no one had ever done a shout out. There was no accolades. There was nothing. And until that moment, I thought I was just doing this thing. And I was, and I just thought I was, rocking my little business here. And then it was like, oh, wow, no, that's That's pretty serious. Like that's okay. There's no one else. And then I was like in denial. I was like, there's no one else? Like, what? But I had no idea if what I was doing was working. I just knew that I wanted to talk about this business opportunity with more people and in more real conversations because I knew how much benefit it had. I wasn't keeping track and I didn't know that others were either. Okay. So thanks for coming. No, I'm just kidding. I had no idea about any of that. And I wanted to share because it was a real shock. Okay, let's talk about the 3 types of content you should be working on. I did share this in a live, I think recently, but I will kind of go over it again without stepping on too many toes or trying to. There's 3 types of content that you should be working on or putting out or planning, or this is like intentional content. Product, sales, service type, okay? When we do restocks, when we do new releases, when we talk about reviews, when we do outfits of the day, this is all product, sales, service type content. This is great. However, when you share the same images that 25 other people are sharing, right? Think about that when you go to do your new releases next time. Maybe think of like sharing your top 3 favorite, your top 5 favorite. Maybe think of sharing it in a different format. I know I love those graphics and they're awesome that she does them up. However, when we share them all, we literally look like advertisements all over the place. Instead, make it a little more personal about your business, right? You might not like every single new release, but I'm telling you when those, when anything relaxation comes, you can bet your butt I'm talking about it on my VIP or I'm sharing about it on Instagram or whatever, right? Because it's my vibe. However, the dress that came out a few months ago, I didn't share that, right? I wasn't behind it. That's the thing, is that you have to make it you. You have to share about you in these product sales type posts, but you don't have to share it all. They can go on the website and look, share about your top 3, top 5 favorite, right? It's kind of like a peek into your VIP. Your VIP, you could share all that stuff, but on your social media and your stories, you don't have to share it all. It's kind of like a peek. Get them into your VIP. So that's the first type of content. The second type of content is engagement type, which we're going to talk about tonight, but it lets them know more about you in a non-Zaya way. That is not what is your favorite toppings of your burger. That is not how many bomber bras are in the flamingo. That is not show me the last photo on your phone. That doesn't give me anything of you. Okay? If you do that, that's fine. However, just think when you're intentionally putting out stuff to do attraction marketing, you don't want to waste your time putting out stuff, right? So put out stuff that will share a little about you. And that's the second type of content, which is engagement. The third type of content is benefits of the business, making it known, sharing about how this benefit benefits you and how it can resonate with others. And we're going to talk about that. Okay, how many points do we got here? I think I stopped counting at 4, but that doesn't mean there's only 4 posts because, squirrel. Okay, so the first thing when it comes to recruiting is, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things in these 4 points, but the first one is pick your platforms. I don't know how many questions I get. Well, I was doing this on Instagram and I'm doing this on Facebook and I'm doing all this over here and I might try, whatever. Where is your business? I'm telling you, if your business is not on Instagram, stop wasting your time over on Instagram. Stop wasting the majority of your time. If you're doing fun reels, that's another thing. That's great. However, pick your platforms and stick to it. Stick to what works. For Facebook is where your business is and where your customers are. That is where you mainly go and share your content. Now, on the flip side, growing your network, Pinterest, YouTube, podcasts, LinkedIn, Twitch, TikTok, whatever it is, go where the customers are, obviously, and do what works. But that doesn't mean you have to go and rock Instagram until you're an expert. And that doesn't mean then you have to go and start a YouTube channel and rock that until you're an expert. And that doesn't mean then you have to go and do LinkedIn because that's what everyone else is doing, right? You never know what's going to work until you try it. Stop thinking you have to master one before you get to the other. Maybe Instagram isn't working 100% for you. That's okay. You tried it. Sure. Go for something else. If it's not working and it's a forced thing, you're not going to keep up with it. It's not going to be beneficial and it's a waste of your time, effort, and energy. I'm going to tell you that right now. However, if you're on Instagram and you're posting stories and it's sharing to Facebook and you do the odd reel and that's great, continue to do that. That's amazing. And it's kind of, doing 2 birds, 1 stone because it's sharing from one to the other. That's awesome. However, keep in mind that live video over any social media platform, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, podcasts, any sort of, well, not podcasts, I guess it wouldn't be live video, Facebook, Instagram, any live video works better than anything else. Okay, it works better than anything else. And we're going to talk about that, but keep consistently putting out content, and whatever you can commit to is the key. Don't sit there thinking tomorrow, well, I'm going to set up my social media schedule because Sarah said, so 7 out of the 7 days, I'm going to post 3 times a day. Can you commit to that? Is that what you've been normally doing? Then sure. But if you can't commit to that, don't do that. Only keep consistently putting out content, and it's whatever you can commit to. If you can commit to 1 reel a week on Instagram, great. Go to town, have fun, do it. That's awesome. However, if it's, if it's more than that, then figure out what your thing is going to be for social media. Make a plan, perfect it, and keep it consistently putting it out there. That's important. Okay. Because that builds trust with your people. The second thing is tailor your message. Have you ever heard this? Perfect your message, polish your message, tailor it. If you're confused, they're confused, right? If I go on your social media and I can't find that you're an activewear rep, but that you're also looking for other activewear reps, trust me, if I can't find it and I'm pretty good at finding it, they can't either. And they're confused and they have no idea what you're doing. They probably just think you're bragging about this amazing business. Know who you are speaking to is super important, but know what you are about as well. Know how good this team is. Know what this brand is all about. You don't need to narrow it down to 40-year-olds who knit. It doesn't have to be this like specific niche. Sorry, Tegan. It always comes up. It doesn't have to be this specific thing. It doesn't have to be this narrowed down. I'm going to talk to busy moms who only have 4 kids who go to soccer like a psycho 7 days a week. No, it doesn't have to be that specific, but it does have to be, are you about motivation on your page? Are you about fitness on your page? Are you about positivity, confidence? Do you like uplifting people? What do you want people to know about you? What is your thing, right? Don't overthink it. Don't do the thing where you have to make this a super confusing, deep layered thing where we get off the call and you're like, what am I about? And you get into this deep dive rabbit hole of in grade 6, I want it to be a whatever. No, it doesn't have to be that heavy or deep. Just know what you're about, even base layers. Know what you want to talk about, what lights you up, what gets you excited. Share more about that, because I'm guaranteed there's people out there who want to hear about it. But when you're all over the place and you're sharing recipes and you're over here and you're doing all this stuff, it's like, what is happening? What is happening, right? So just get a little more specific. I once heard, and I'm going back years, I once heard there are 4 types of personalities out there. And I don't know if anyone else has heard this. Trina, you might have, because the 4 colors, have you ever heard it? The 4 colors, red, blue, green, and yellow. And when you put out content, you're attracting these colors. Now, for any leaders on here who have teams, and you look at your teams and you think, what the heck? What the heck is going on? The vibe is not what I wanted it to be. And trust me, there is no conversations ever on this team that are like that. However, red is bosses, like business oriented, goal getter, charge after a goal, A-type, that sort of thing. Blue is trips. It's fun. It's FOMO. It's like, I want to be in all the places and talk to all the people. I don't know who that would be like. Green is numbers, details, comp plan, specifics oriented, like getting to where you want to be and knowing the direction and knowing all the steps. Yellow is like feelings, heart, emotion, like positivity, we're going to do this together and all that stuff, right? And so when you are putting out things like content, what color are you talking to and what color are you? The key to this is you need all 4 colors on a team for it to be successful. And you'll look at other teams and you'll see why they're crashing to the ground, because they're all red or they're all yellow or they're all blue. You need to have a good balance. And if you look at the leaders on this team, you will see all the colors. If you look at the sidelines, you'll see all the colors, different legs of the team, all the colors. And that's why it works. But sometimes giving details might not be your thing on posts. Maybe it's not, maybe you're not green and you're not detail oriented, but speaking on that is important. And so that, sometimes I do share on that because I know it's important and it resonates with people who are detail oriented. Same thing about feelings. Not my thing sometimes, right? However, it's good to talk on that. It's good to share on that because it resonates with people who are of that person, right? Sometimes you have to cover other colors and not just what you are. Okay. Tailor your message to all 4 colors as well, because then it resonates with more people. When I say you want to resonate with more people, I don't want you to say, okay, well, the 40-year-olds who knit and also the dog moms and also the soccer moms and also like that is a lot. That's too much. But when I say 4 colors, that can still be people who are all about your thing. Whatever that is, motivation, fitness, running, knitting, whatever that is, you can still have the 4 colors in there. Does that make sense? When you recruit, you often attract the people who are resonating with you and what you're talking about, but it's also the energy that you come at it, right? If I look back in the 4 years and I look at the people I've recruited and the people that are still here or maybe not still here, I think about where I was at mentally, mindset wise, anything like that. And I can see that the energy that I put out resonated with people differently. So keep that in mind too. And it's always good to be intentional about your message, what you put out, and trying to realize that you may be a red and not everyone's a red, right? And to put out other types of content. The thing about it too is that you can put out one piece of content and cover all 4 colors. You can have a little twist, right? On each kind of sentence can be a bit different. The number 3, perfect your messaging, polish it, work on it, practice it, perfect your messaging. Guess what? This is repetition, repetition, repetition. This is all this is. When it comes to messaging, which is so important in social media, which is so important in network marketing, which is so important when it comes to recruiting, it's all about repetition. When I talk about content, when I talk about recruiting, intentionally recruiting, it's all about repetition. If you tell me, well, once a week, I put this out, or once a month, I share the starter kit graphic at the beginning of the month when it changes, no one sees that and no one cares. They don't know what you're doing. They're confused. And maybe 5 people saw it, and maybe 1 person actually read it. Repetition, repetition, repetition. When you get to the point where you're like, geez, I think I'm posting too much about the business opportunity, that is when you are starting to post just enough about the business opportunity. Okay. Remind people of the business opportunity, bring it up, talk about it, repeat over and over and over again. You cannot talk about it enough, especially if you do it the right way. Yes, you can be a walking advertisement and literally be like not recruiting anybody because you're a walking advertisement. But when you talk about it in ways that resonate, like telling stories, sharing about the benefits, making it known in ways that benefits you, making sure you're sharing it in different ways, appeasing to the colors, you cannot talk about it enough. So you have to tell the stories over and over and over and over again. And the stories like me and Julianne walking down the road one day. That story, every time I share it, I get messages. Every time I share it, people talk to me about the business. And it's not even about the business, right? If you don't know what I mean, that's okay. But what I'm saying is tell those stories over and over and over again, get really clear on it. Stop just announcing it once a month. By the way, here's how you join me. Oh, here's the link to sign up. No one's going to click on the link. No one. But every day, that's what I do. I share about the business in some way or another every single day. Some of you don't talk about it enough, and most of you don't talk about it enough, actually, because you think it's annoying. Because you think you are annoying people when you put something out about the business. Why do you have that thought? I have no idea. What is it annoying about the business? This is what I want us to answer as a group. What is it about this that's annoying? I'd love for someone to speak up. I don't think you will, because I got that face on, like, whereas everyone's silent. But what is it about this that's annoying that you don't want to share about?
For me, I think the business itself is not annoying. Like, I love Zaya and I love talking about it. I feel like people hear so much from Zaya, Scentsy, Pharmacy, and everything. And I think that's what makes people feel like they're annoying, because so many people are hearing from so many things. And I think the odd time when you reach out and talk about it, people will just say no automatically or no thank you, whatever, and it kind of brings you down. And then if you hear it again, it brings you down again. And I
Okay.
think that's why.
So two things. The first thing is that you are sharing about Zaya, which is great. Have you shared about Jen Lane's team? Have you shared about your
I've
team?
shared about not my specific team, like not my downlines.
Okay, what are we waiting for? They're not joining my team. They're joining your team.
I know I've shared,
Unless you want to recruit for me, which I'm fine with. However, that might get
Yeah.
awkward, right?
Yeah, I've
Share
shared the
about
whole
Jen
team
Lane's
as a
team.
group.
Yes, and I'm going to get to that, Jen. I'm going to talk about that and how important it is to share stories from other people on other teams, and that's important.
Yeah.
But there's two things there that really stuck out on me. The first is, yes, people have heard of Scentsy, and Tupperware has been around for what, 60 years or something ridiculous. Arbonne, like Herbalife, and now there's new ones that I get emails for every single messages for like several times a week, which is great. They obviously think I'm pretty good at it. I'm okay with that. However, at no point does that discourage me from sharing about my team, sharing about the way that I'm running this business, share about the way that I can benefit from it and from other people benefiting. At no point does it discourage me from thinking they could benefit, that the potential for them is huge. I can't help but think that the weight on that side of things, like the potential for this to change their life, far outweighs the other side, where it's like, well, yeah, you've heard from all the other things, so here's my go, like here's my thing. I don't think like that. I think instead of the 41 people on my potential rep list, I think I'm going to share about it, continually add about it, or add to my list, because I know that this is beneficial. What is it about this team that's annoying? You would say nothing, right? What is it about Jennifer's team that is annoying? Nothing. Share about that though. Share more specifically. Instead of saying join Zaya because of the amazing starter kit options and the bonus items, that gives nothing. But share about Zaya because of our base camp. Share about Zaya because there's like 2,000 reps going to Hawaii at the end of the month. And I think like 4 people from this team made it, 3 people from this team made it. Share about specifics. Share about, that there's a group going to Summit, to Utah, that there's going to be a virtual component. Because share about very specific things, tell stories about it. And I'm telling you, it's going to show up differently. It's going to sound differently, and it's not going to feel as hard, because then you're not sharing the Moonlight Hike and everybody else's Zaya version. You're sharing your version, right? Which is so important. The second thing that stuck out with me is when you hear no's, there is zero emotional attachment needed. Zero emotional attachment. When you hear no, that does not affect your coupon. It doesn't rip it. It doesn't tear it. It doesn't take it. Nothing. You still have it. And guess what? I'm telling you that those people who say no, when they continue to watch you for months and months and months and years, they will come back. They will ask a question. Something will resonate with them, or they can continue to be a great customer, or they can continue to be a great supporter because you're super positive. You'd be like, you know what? That's okay. That's totally fine. I just wanted to reach out. I wanted to have the conversation because I can only see the benefit for you. Period. Mic drop. Move on. Continue the conversation at another time. But at no point is that weighing you down. Okay? No emotional attachment. We're going to work on that. So what's and I am intrigued by this. So I'm glad that you answered, because to me, I can't think of anything that is annoying about sharing about this. I can think of ways that we share about it that sometimes annoys me and sometimes can annoy others. However, nothing about this right here, this that we have, the video that I shared, that emotion in that room, I'm telling you, there is nothing annoying about that. What's annoying is you bringing it up maybe once a month. And then being confusing for the other 29 days, maybe, or people are confused. Or what's annoying maybe is you sharing the starter kit graphic and not giving the flip side of it. What happens when you press enroll? What happens when you click join? Share about that side of it. And I think that clears up any sort of hesitation, right? It clears up any sort of like confusion that they may have. And yes, their answer still might be no, and that's okay. Totally fine. Literally 2 people on this whole team did not say no to me first. 2 people. I mean, others, they knew they were going to at some point and it was a definite yes and maybe. However, 2 people were the only ones who said yes immediately. People aren't interested in 1 foot in and 1 foot out. People aren't interested in seeing you with 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Okay. So if they feel like that's what's happening, and trust me, they only see half of what you put on Facebook and half of what you put on Instagram, and maybe not even 90% of your stories, that's really hard for you to talk, to encourage them that you're all in when they don't see half the stuff because of the algorithm, which is fine. Right? So think about it. Repetition is key. Repetition, repetition, repetition when it comes to content, when it comes to business opportunity posts, when it comes to any of that, doing it in a way that shares about this, doing it in a way that shares about things that benefit you. So important. 4th thing is make it personal. So this is where I talk about the stories. Allow people to resonate with you. When people like your stuff, share your stuff, love your stuff, and then you don't talk at all with them, that's weird. That's weird. So how many of you check your stories and people watching your stories? Anybody on here? No one? Huh. That's weird. I know.
I didn't know that was a thing for a while. Like, I just figured that out. I post stories all the time, and I just figured out that you can check to see who sees them.
Okay.
So that's new to me.
Well, that's okay, Jenna. Jenna's off the hook, but everyone else, I know you check your stories. I know it. When you check your stories and you see the little hearts come up, that's not from Instagram. Those are from real people. Real people loving your stuff. So when you don't message them or thank them for watching you, thank them for encouraging you while you're having a bad hair day, something like that, right? Don't start, Trina. When you don't message them, it's awkward. That's weird. It's a little weird, guys, right? Here's another thing. This is going to be a truth bomb. Okay, let's look at your social media. Let's look at your VIP. Let's get very specific. I want to look at your VIP. How many people in your VIP have you not had a conversation with? And it's very easy to check. You can't bullshit me here. Go into Messenger, click on someone in your VIP that you have no idea who it is and how they got in there. Click on message and see what comes up. If it's nothing and they're in your VIP, that is so weird. Do you know how weird that is? That you haven't messaged them, that they're in your group? It literally says Sarah Bernard at the top, or Krista Dykstra, or Danielle, or Katrina. It says your name at the top. It's your group. The fact that you haven't reached out and have a conversation with these people, that's going to get real awkward 4 years later. Let me tell you. It's okay to have conversations with people. It's not a cold message. I don't know why we got into this thing where it's like, I'm not going to message anybody. I'm not going to talk about the business. I'm not going to message people. I'm just going to let them come to me. I don't know what magical world you're living in, but this is network marketing. It's not sit on your butt marketing and wait, right? It's network. You have to network. You have to talk. 4 years later, yes, please have these conversations, Steph. I make it funny. I send them a message. Everything, Loretta, that I do is through Messenger because email is weird to me. If email's your thing, you do email. But I don't have their email, so that's weird. Yeah, so do Messenger. And Steph, it was like, wow, this is awkward. I see you've been in my group since 2020. I am so sorry. I should have reached out prior to this. However, I love that you've been a silent supporter. Have you tried? I need to know. Have you tried the Light and Tights yet? Okay, be honest. Right? But yeah, have those conversations. It's weird. It's weird. Okay. I don't feel bad about sharing about this. I do feel bad about sharing about the starter kit sometimes because I'm like, that's not even the cherry on top. That's nothing. That's great. I love it all. However, that doesn't explain this. Because I want people to benefit from this. I want to help people benefit. And I know there's benefit here. Those 3 statements, those are pretty big statements. So why wouldn't I share this? It's okay to share about it. It's okay to share about it. It's okay to, have a call to action. It's okay to ask people to follow you even on your reels. If you're doing the reels and if there's no call to action over there and you're just dancing with cows, I'm calling myself out. then you're kind of wasting your time. You're just dancing with cows, and that looks a little foolish, right? So it's okay to have a call to action. Call to action on your content once a week, once a day. Depends on how much you put out. If you're putting out only so much content, then once a week sounds great. If you're putting out a lot of content, you're doing stories every day, everything's pretty consistent, then once a day content on something for a call to action, that's key. Okay. But it depends on what your schedule is. It depends on what you're committed to. Did you know this? So the question is why you are not succeeding. The question is why you are not succeeding. I love this quote. The only way to lose in this space is to quit. The only way to lose in this space is to quit. So if that's the case, and if you truly believe that, and I want you to truly believe it, because that's literally the only way to lose. Because we've all come from zeros. We've all come from zeros. We come from zeros every single first of the month. So every single one of us has come from a zero, whether you stayed that way for a month and then you carried on the next month, whether you stayed that way for 6 months and then you carried on one day, doesn't matter. The only way to lose in this space is to quit. So if we truly believe that, which I hope you do because it's the truth, the question is, why are you not succeeding? The question is, why aren't you going after it? What's holding you back? If you can't quit, or well, you can't quit, not allowed. But if you can't lose, right? Then what is holding you back? You need to know. Why are you not going for it? What are you waiting for specifically? Especially knowing that you can't fail. I love that. And I think that's what makes me so fearless, is because I know that no matter what happens, there's no failure here. And failure in my other job, it's a bad day, guys. It's a real bad day. Failure here, there's none. So I love that I went from one to another. It's like one extreme to another over here. Okay, so here's some ideas for Monday to Friday kind of social media content scheduling, right? These Monday to Friday tips that I'm about to give you, they're all under the engagement type of content that helps with attraction marketing. Okay, so I tell you not to do the burger post or the show me your last photo or whatever. You can tell my sarcasm, how much I love all of them. I actually like them. I just don't do them because I don't know why. But anyways, these are engagement posts that you can use Monday to Friday. Monday, motivation. Monday, motivation. Do it the same way every time. So whether it's a quote, a graphic that you use a quote on, and then a little blurb with maybe a call to action, or maybe it's a live video every Monday where you're like, you know what, I didn't want to work out, but I got up, I did it, or I went for my walk, or I knitted this blanket. I don't know. Whatever your motivation is, whatever your story is for the Monday, use it, and then you be consistent every single Monday. Okay, that's an idea. Tuesday, it could be a tip of the day. Recipe of the day. It could be a tip of the day business post because you're in business. Don't know if you knew that, but you can share tips about business because you own your own business, right? See what I did there? And then you're sharing about the fact that you are working your business. So it kind of covers all the bases there. I love that. It could be a product review of the week or the day. You could do an outfit inspiration post, maybe 1 tee, 3 different outfits. I don't know who did that recently and rocked it, but it was a good idea. Travel Tuesday, share about what's on your bucket list or places that you've been. Literally, you could share about your upline going to Hawaii or your upline going to Thailand or, right? People love stories. They love to resonate with stories. And yeah, share about, travel story Tuesday or whatever. Wednesday could be sharing wins. I love this. I absolutely love it. Share wins of yours, of your team, your power partner, your downline, your upline. Share a story of a win. Now, I think moving forward too, I'm going to, on our team page, have like wins, and then we can take from them. And I think that's awesome because it's so great to share about other people's wins, right? So great to share the fact that Jody Taylor is sitting here watching this live from, I don't even know where, but she hasn't been home in what, 58 days? 58 days she hasn't been home because she's been tending to her mother in the Halifax at the hospital, working this business still, clearly stepping up on lives. Like I can't even get into it, and Krista's already crying. However, it's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. And that's a win. That is a freaking huge win. And I definitely will be sharing about it tomorrow. Not crying because I know Krista can't. But yes, we could definitely share about that, right? Share about like wins like that on our team. Share about wins of like, like you might not be a single mom, but you could share a win about a single mom. You might not be a whatever, but you could share about that. You couldn't, maybe you don't work a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and you don't work this business like that, but someone does here, and you could share a win about that. We are such a close-knit, amazing freaking team with so many wins every single day. It's okay to share about other people's wins. And I'm telling you, there's lots of them. Once you get into it, you're like, whoa. So possibly start sharing wins from the team. And it'd be good to maybe start in your chat too. You can share a win in the chat and people can talk about it. It's okay to tell other people's stories. People resonate with that. Thursday, podcast share or field post or thought of the day. How have things changed for you? Like have a feeling day or something like that, right? Just a second. Isabel was at my door, but she went away. So she'll be back. Thursday, podcast share, a feeling post, thought of the day, something like that. Tell a story here. Tell a story, maybe where you were, where you are now, right? Or whatever it is. It doesn't, that's just an idea. But Friday could be a pay it forward day. Maybe you and your team of 1, maybe you and your team of 10, maybe you and your team of 100, do a little pay it forward thing and you share about that on social media. Super easy. An example of the content that you could commit to. These are all engagement posts. Like I said, those second style of content posts that we talked about, and they're engagement posts that you can use. Okay. Also, if you are struggling about sharing about this business because you aren't making $10,000 a month, I want to talk to you. Or maybe you don't have a team of 500 and you think maybe it's not time to recruit because it's just me and I just started, or I haven't made $500 yet, or I haven't been consistent on social media yet, or I haven't, and I could go on and on and on. Talk to me then about why you're on this call and why you're sitting here listening to me, or why you're watching this recording, or why you're still on this team. Let that sit with you for a second. Because if you share that, I'm telling you, people will resonate with it. Because not everyone wins in every single area of their life all the time. And it's the same here. So if you think you can't recruit because you're not succeeding, or if you think you can't recruit because you've already haven't had success or whatever, that's the reason why you need to be. Because I'm telling you, there's other people out there. And you're here for a different reason, and I know it. And you know it, right? Everyone keeps talking about this community when we come together, when we share about Basecamp, when we leave, there's this feeling, and it's palatable, like it's there, right? And on these team calls, even we get like that. But I sometimes don't see people sharing about it in that capacity. I don't see people sharing about it as their reason, as maybe like, you know what? I haven't made $10,000 a month yet. I might get there. I might not. And you could say like, that's okay because I have this. And this has benefited me far more than a monetary number, even though maybe the monetary was why I signed up. Right? Because I'm telling you, you're sitting here for a reason. And if you haven't shared about that yet, you're missing the mark. You can talk and share about this business and why you're still here. And that is valid. And there's space for that. And there's a reason you need to do it. So let's get down to business basics. Okay. Here's some actionable steps for you to help, whether you've plateaued, whether you haven't started, whether you've been scared to start, whether you are recruiting now, but you still want to rock it. Here's some tips. Write a list of potential reps. Do it tonight. Okay, do it tonight. I cannot encourage you how hard it is to recruit when you do not have a list. How hard is it to go to the grocery store with just being overstimulated, overtouched, overwhelmed, overtalked to, and you just can't make any decisions because you've maxed your capacity of decision making at 10 a.m. and it's now 6 p.m. and you're at the grocery store. Have you ever been like that? You're sitting in the aisle or you're like, I have no idea why I'm here or what I'm getting. It's hard to go grocery shopping like that without a list. It's hard to work this business, intentionally recruit after you've done the volume, after you've done the reviews, after you've shared on your VIP, after you've done all this stuff, back office, returns, all the things. It's hard to do it without a list. Start a list. You don't need to tell people they're on the list. If you think people can benefit, add them to the list. Jillian Michaels has been on my list for 4 freaking years. She doesn't need to know she's on there, but she's on there. I know she could benefit from it. Do you know what I mean? Think big. Maybe not Jillian Michaels, but you know what I mean? You don't need to be like, well, yeah, she might benefit. No, put them on the list. Add suggested friends on your social media platform, 2 to 5 a freaking day. They're there. It's like a whole section of Facebook. Suggested friends. If they're not mutual friends with Sarah Bernard, add them. You can add them if they're mutual friends with me too. But I'll get them first. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so sassy tonight. Sorry, I laugh at my own jokes too. Okay, add suggested friends on social media, whether that's Instagram or TikTok or whatever you're on. I don't care. Add suggested friends. Make a schedule. Figure out your social media content. This is where you polish your message, you perfect your, what the heck are you putting out, right? This is how you do it, is you make a schedule. Now, whether that's Monday, I'm going to do a motivational quote, and maybe Friday, I'm going to do a funny whatever. That's it. It doesn't have to be Monday, 9, doing all this thing. And it doesn't have to be like this crazy, vision board on your wall. It does not have to be all or nothing. Because if you make it all or nothing, you'll never start. Start with one thing. Add one thing to your social media calendar today. Add it. And then next week, when you're getting better at this, add 2 things, add 3 things, okay? Make a schedule, figure out your social media content, put it out there, be consistent to it. Next up, make it known. So create a list of 5. For me, guys, I have my list of 5 behind where I sit and do my work all day. See how crazy that is? A visual component there. Do you know why you're here? Write a list of 5. I love it because I can add to it. I'm a visual person. And there's just something about having it written in front of you that it's like, okay, funny story. I was doing a very serious training the other day. And my iPad was open just like this, sitting next to where I was doing the training. And someone, I will not say who, someone on our leaders chat wrote chicken in really big letters. And it was just like, I don't even know. I can't even tell you why they put chicken in our leaders chat. I might ask later. Anyways, I was saying something and I didn't even know I looked at it, but I said the word chicken instead of teacher when I was explaining about someone. And it was like dead face. Jen, don't even start. I literally cried myself to sleep. I was laughing so much, but I was like, she was a chicken. And I said it so seriously. And I was talking and it was one of those moments where you're all kind of leaning in on like, what is she going to say next? What is happening? Like, where is this going? And I said it. My point is when it's visual, when it's there, it's being absorbed regardless of whether or not I read it, because I didn't read the chicken, but it was out there. Anyways, I had to share about that. Sorry. Moving on. Talk to people about the business opportunity. Customers. I'm going to give you examples. People in your warm market, people in parties. If you're not talking about this in parties, you need to talk about it in parties. I recruit from my parties so much. Okay. These are people that you normally wouldn't have conversations with. People at soccer. It's okay to talk about it in real life. You should try it. It's scary, but you can do it. Okay, so these are some examples. Hey, Sally, thanks so much for your order. Wow, you're going to love those light and tights. I can't wait for you to get them. You're going to have to look at getting the discount on this amazing brand. I like open and close, shut and closed, shut and open and shut. Sorry, went off there. My granddad used to say that. He was a lawyer. It's open and shut, right? Case, right? I think that's how you say it. I like it because there is no question. It's a statement. I like leaving things in a question because they have to get back to me. But at this point, it's a statement. You're going to need to look at getting the discount on this amazing brand, period. And it's not even up for discussion. We're going to continue the conversation later. They're just going to sit with it. Sort of manipulative when I think about it, but that's how I do it with my customers because I know that they'll benefit from it. They're going to love the light and tights and they're going to have to look at getting the discount at some point. Right. So that would be customers. Hey, Sally, wow, great job with your fitness journey. I have loved following along. Have you ever thought about repping an active or a company while sharing your results and what you're doing? It's okay to ask people that. Hey, Sally, thanks so much for hosting the shopping event. Your party or your post in the party was perfect. We'll have to look at using your credits towards a bundle deal. If you're not having these conversations with your hostesses, you're missing out. I recruit 80% of my hostesses to reps. if they're in the party and they just, placed an order, book them in for a shopping event. And then they become a rep. And then, hey, Sally, just checking in. I can't help but think you would benefit from this. Have you ever thought about earning a second income? I know you love wearing activewear. That would be someone who maybe just on your social media. It's okay to send those messages. In your posts, share about how you work your business. I'm going to say it again. Share about how you work your business, not about how Zaya works. No one cares. But how you work your business, people care about. I can tell you that. Share about what rewards and perks you get from working your business. Like, I closed a level 4 thing and got every color of club shorts today, because why the heck not? I'm telling you, if I did not have that reward thing to close, I would not be getting 6 extra pairs of club shorts. Who needs that many pairs? I do, apparently. But you know what I mean? Share about that. Share about the perks and the rewards that you get from working this business. But don't be just a show off. Don't be a show off. Share with them how they can join and what they can get to. Okay. It's obvious. Why don't you want people to win here? It's obvious to me, but I'm wondering, why don't you want people to win here? Why don't you want people to benefit from this? It's a genuine question. Have you shared your coupon recently? Why aren't you sharing about it? Why aren't you talking about it? These are the questions that I need you to sit with. They're going to get uncomfortable, especially if I keep staring at the screen, waiting for answers. I won't, but why is it you don't think people will win here? You're obviously sitting on this call, possibly not making $10,000 a month. You're here for what? For a reason. You love it. It's okay to share about that. That is what needs to be shared. And I think it's super important. So we do have a call Sunday night, and the only way to get people on this call is 2 things. Threaten them? No. Passenger or repetition and reach outs. Please say you passed on the white. I did not get the white. You're right. Sorry, Krista. I got 5 pairs. Yeah, you're right. Because Donna can't handle the white club shorts. But anyways, call tonight or Sunday night. The only way to get people on this call is 2 things: repetition and reach outs. You know what the other way to get it is? Confidence. You know what the other way to get it is? Call to actions. Talking about it. Sharing about why the heck you're still here. I can't, I don't know much about other people's income. I can only see the numbers on this side, but I am assuming not many of you are making $10,000 to $20,000 a month. And if you are, I'm missing it, not seeing it on this side. So if the monetary if the monetary reason's not here, there's other reasons. And I want you to share about that. I want you to talk about it. And that's what people will resonate with. And then when you repeat and when you reach out and when you share things that in a way that people resonate with, extracurriculars, extra income, community, help ease the debt and work towards removing it, help others earn money, create a positive group of women, even on bad days, a reason to get out of bed, motivated to work out to be healthier. Kids get to try new things, and team sports are so helpful for mental health. Those aren't light reasons, guys. Those are pretty deep reasons, right? It's okay to talk about that stuff, because I guarantee you there's people out there who want to hear about it, and they're struggling with that stuff too. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone feel personally attacked after that recruiting basics training? I hope not. Is there any questions? You can unmute even.
The chicken might feel attacked.
Oh man, that was funny. Right. I died. Oh my gosh. I've never been so embarrassed. I'm so glad I didn't do it on like a corporate training, like company-wide call, because I wouldn't have been able to
You were so serious, and she was a chicken.
Oh, it was the best. It was the best.
I'm still waiting for the video for that though.
I haven't even put it to YouTube, because I know I'll sit and watch it, and then I'll send it to Krista, and it'll be a whole thing, and she'll be like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Oh, frig.
I'll trim it and make it into a reel, and then it'll go viral.
She was a chicken. Okay. Yeah, that was something. Does anyone have any questions on recruiting?
I have a question, Sarah.
Okay.
I really liked what you put on your, I think it was your personal Facebook wall about networking. Like, it's something we're afraid to say to people. Like, that's how I feel. Like, if I start sharing that in a live, and like, you know what,
Yeah.
not everyone, but a lot of people's attitude is.
Yeah.
And I think that's what holds me back. But I wanted to know, like, I don't want to be a copycat, but is that something we could also share? Like, because I love how you said it, or how
I
it's
have
all-
I have an Australian rep who shares that quote that I put out on Instagram every single time I post it. She shares it to her stories. Go for it. However, two things. First, everything goes on my social media. Everything goes on my personal wall. Everything. I do not post anything in my VIP other than VIP stuff. Everything business related goes on my wall. I don't even post about the business in my VIP because those are where I'm having personal conversations. If you're just posting in your VIP, you're missing 99% of the people, right? So definitely post on your personal, and don't worry about, I think, well, I don't know if you know me, but I tend to go straight on to things that might not be viewed as we should talk about, but network marketing, I don't feel like there should be, I don't think that's a bad word. So yeah, that's why I shared it. I was like, by the way, Karen, you're doing it too. Like, you can say, I don't support MLMs. However, you do, and that's okay. But anyways, yeah, no, I love doing that, and you can share it as well. And yeah, everything goes on personal profiles. Super
when
important.
people say that to me, I just come back with them that my full-time day job is I work for the government. There's no better scam network marketing than working for the government.
I feel like if you're in the government, you shouldn't say that, but yeah, you're right. And
I won't
just
say it on my social media.
no, I bless and release. I don't have many people who say that, but I bless and release. I just, okay, sounds good. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. It was so nice talking to you. It just bothers them, I think. Yeah, so yeah, no, definitely you can share it, but also you can talk about it. Any other questions? No. Okay, well, if you have questions, you can always reach out. Reminder of our team call on Sunday night, Dream to Aspire call. Reach out, have conversations about it, get people on the call. It'll be amazing. And as always, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, thank you. I so appreciate you guys showing up for this. I had so much pent up energy, so it's good. It's good that it's out there. So I will share the recording for us to share with our teams. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.